Hey FlossTube, I'm Apple of Who's Your Apple X Stitch. Let's see, today is Friday, July 24th. The year seems to be flying by. I don't know where the time has gone. I want to thank you for watching and subscribing and dinging the bell. Wherever, here? It's there somewhere. And for leaving comments. Today I thought I would do a mid-year WIP Parade. So I'm going to start that in a couple seconds, but I got 2 FOs since the last time you saw me. And the last video I made, I think, was 2.5 months ago, maybe? 2.5 months and a little over 10 inches of hair ago. So my first FO I did, y'all know that I love the tutors. I did one called 6 Wives by the Stitcher Hood, color and cotton, 28 count Lugana and Ozark, which I think was the color of the month a month or 2 ago. I think in June, maybe. Anyway, so it's the little rhyme to remember what happened to the wives. Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. It's a cute little piece. I think I'm going to end up getting it framed and hang it with, I have Henry VIII and his wives framed on the wall in my dining room, and I think that it would be a nice companion piece for that one. My next finish is called Salem 1692, and I believe that I showed it in my last video, a little bit of the progress that I had made. I hadn't made a whole lot of progress. It's on 16 count, picture this plus Ada on the color Heroic, and I believe it's by Ravaris, and I finished it. This was a fun stitch. Let's see if I can get it all up here. Can you see them all? These are 13 of the ladies that died during the Salem witch trial. Salem isn't too far from me, and it's a great little place to visit. Lots of history. If you love history, it's a great place to go. So let's get into my WIPs. I'm going to show them to you by date from the oldest to the newest. So the first one I have is, I have a list here, so I apologize. 99, as in the 99 bottles by Ink Circles. It's an old one that so many people have done, and I kind of jumped on that train kind of years late. And it's by Ink Circles, and I've done it on 16 count, picture this plus ale, which is the called for. This is what it's supposed to look like when finished. And these are actual real, how do I put it? These are real beer bottles that they have represented here. The real beers. Anyway, so let me show you where I'm at. I've only gotten the first shelf done, and I think almost half of the second shelf. Oh, let's move my needle minder out of the way. So this is what I've got done. Not a whole lot. I've got 17 bottles done. Okay, so I have 16 and a half bottles done. But it's a fun stitch. A lot of color changes in that. It's kind of a fun one to kind of do in the evening because I'm doing it on Ada, so it's kind of easier to see from, well, at least for me to see stitching on the Ada in the evening than it is an even weave of sorts. My next oldest would be World's Postage Stamp. Let's see, Len M. Stitches is doing this, and Sammy J. Stitches is doing this. It's a fun stitch. Look at this. All these wonderful places, and if you love to travel as much as I do, I mean, it's wonderful. I'm not that far in, per se. I've got all the kind of the borders done. I don't have the leaves done. I have this. I'm going to actually put in there my wedding anniversary date because my husband and I love to travel, so it's kind of a little memento. And since I saw you last, I have done the City of Seoul. So here's the full piece. I don't know, can you see this? Look at this. And so the last one that I finished, which I did a few days ago, is Seoul. Over here is going to be Rome, or Roma. And that's a fun stitch. I really enjoy doing this one. But here's the problem. I get distracted, right? I work on something and I'm like, oh, I want to work on something else, and I get distracted. And then I tend to go into the kind of monogamous stitching modes when I really get on. I sometimes just want to finish one, which is what happened with the 2 other FOs that I have. I kind of just started on them and just kind of cruised right through them. My next one is Henry VIII. It's called Henry VIII, but it's Henry VIII, his wives, and their children and their titles. And it's by Bothie Threads, and I've done it on, let's see, what do I do it on? 32 count color and cotton alabaster. Isn't that nifty? I love that. This one will also be framed to go on my wall in the dining room when it's finished. I did, however, I was working on this yesterday, and I realized that I made a mistake in the vines, and they're a whole stitch too low across the top. Well, just one section. I'm not going to take it out. I'm going to make it work, because that'd be too much effort to try to take all of that out. So here is the border. And you can see I've got Henry done. This one is the one in the blue dress here. It's going to be Mary the First. And I realized that this up here somewhere has come down 1 stitch. Now I have recounted, and I have looked, and I've recounted, and I've looked, and I can't find it. So I'm going to leave it, to be honest. I mean, if I can't find it, kudos to anybody else who can. And I will take the blame for being in the wrong spot. Let's see, the next one I have is Snow Village, which is a stitch along. You get a piece of it every month. And the first month, which was back in October, this is what we got. It was a Snow Village. I'm kind of sad to say I didn't even get that done. This is still where it was the last time y'all saw it. It is on 16 count French Country Rain, and I don't know who makes it. It's the fabric, out of the fabric with the stitch along. This is really all I have done. I have an S Village. That's it, an S Village. I'm thinking as the colder weather comes on, I'm probably going to bring it out again, but it's not been my favorite stitch as of yet, but subject to change, as we know. When the wind blows, my mind changes. Up next, we have Stitch and Mommy's Temperature Tree. Let me show you this. So each branch is a month of the year. Each leaf is a day of the month, and what the color's determined by your high temperature for that day. So everybody's tree is going to be different unless you live in the same city, basically. And it's been pretty easy to keep up on. I have not done June's. I haven't done this month's leaves yet, and I haven't done June 30th because I was actually doing it on June 30th. I think it's going to be beautiful. And then underneath I'm going to put, the city that I live in, and then 2020. And I'm going to keep the pattern because it'd be fun to do it again maybe in a year or two and see how things have changed. It's kind of fun. It doesn't take long to do the leaves, and it's very personalized by where you live. Let's see, the next one I have is Patriot's Helmet. Now, I did restart this in February because I was not thrilled with the fabric it was on. My husband got me this for Christmas 2 years ago. It's by Boston Needleworks, and I'm doing it on 14 count Pole Stitches Mummy's Curse. And this is what it will look like. And as you can see, I'm not too far in. That's all I got. That's actually going to be the word Patriots. That's kind of where I'm at. But to be fair, I kind of usually, like this one when I restarted, it was still football season. And depending on what happens with the NFL, I don't know if we're going to have an NFL season or not. I mean, I've kind of heard a little bit of conflicting stuff, but that's a good, watching a football game and stitching kind of project. The next one is Gary of Garon Tote Bags / Sunshine Stitchers has been doing the autumn, winter, spring, summer Quaker Sals, which I'm in. And I showed y'all I had the autumn one done. I haven't got the winter ones done. The spring one started in March, and the summer one started June. I haven't started either one of those yet, but I'll get them done. This is the winter. I've actually really enjoyed doing this one. I just don't have a lot done on it yet. And I'll show you where I'm at, see if I can get this. Yeah, that's the right side up. And this is just kind of, I don't know. Do we have good light? Can you see? I'll bring it a little closer. And this is where I'm at. It's fun to do the little motifs. It feels like every time I get one done, it feels like a win for me. The next one I am on is it's my first memorabilia. Now I will be doing the Royal Holiday for Gary Sal as well. I haven't started yet because I want to finish the one I'm on. It's a tiny one though. It's called Portrait of Antique Vines. It was in this little book, this little booklet that I got. And this is what it will look like finished. It's beautiful. And it's got all the beading and everything. So this will be my first project that I'll be doing beading on. And here's where I'm at so far. I actually have made pretty good progress on her. I'm going to go in and do the beading later. So all I have left to do is finish up this white type color. I don't know what it's called exactly. I don't remember. It's a water lilies color, I believe. All I have to do is finish out filling this in and then go back and do my beading. And that's been fun. And then I'll start Royal Holiday. And the last one I want to show you is, I have not shown this one to you yet. It is, my oldest brother was in the Navy. Very proud of his service in the Navy. He loved it. And so this is called Navy Seal, and I'm doing it on Vintage Needle Arts 18 count silvery star. This is what it'll look like. And then I'll put his name and the dates that he served down there. And I just started this a couple days ago. Make sure I got it right side up. This is where I'm at. So I've not got what I would call a lot accomplished, but it's a good start. It's a good start. So I guess that would be all for me today. I am starting Pandemic. My plan is to start it this weekend. I was watching Brenda, a handwork maniac, her video, and she's using sulky threads because it takes a lot of thread. So I ordered some sulky threads. It'll be my first time using those. Finally, my fabric came in. I got a big fabric for it. And I plan to start this weekend if all goes well. So I'm excited to start it, but I'm also thinking, how long is this thing going to take? Like, how many years of FlossTube am I going to be showing this thing? In any case, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I'm sure that I'll enjoy it. I hope everybody is staying safe. Most of us are still staying home. I know we are here where I live. And like, subscribe, leave me a comment if you want. And I'll catch y'all on the next go round. Bye.